Hey y'all, it's Lulu, and this is your weekly reading for all signs. All right. So let's see what they got for you here today. The yawns finally went away. It is after 10 o'clock p.m. Whew. Moving forward. Just be up late at night. Nocturnal. All right. Angels, what do you have for the water signs? What do you have for the water signs, please? What do you have for the air signs? What do you have for the earth signs? And what do you have for the fire signs? All right. I think I be loud on here. I check the videos every now and then to make sure that my voice, because my voice can carry, I tend to project, right? All right, so I'm in my Neptune period, so of course this can go a little deep. All right, so for the water signs, I have consciousness, right? So this week you want to focus on connecting more to your star player. You want to connect more to the all-knowing, the Alaya consciousness, right? So there may need to be some type of realigning or clearing of the crown. Okay, especially if you've been feeling as though it's hard for you to make a decision, if it's becoming you've been overwhelmed with decisions, or needing to really center yourself and be more receptive to infinite knowledge, right? I really feel that with this mudra, getting makeup on stuff. I don't like wearing makeup. I really feel that some of you are very close to crossing over into a new life cycle, and it may be conflicting. You may feel as though there is a lot of turmoil or confusion in your life, and it's only because you need to recenter yourself here. In order for you to have the clarity that is necessary for you, it's going to be very important that you connect the dots, is what they're saying, or allow the dots, allow yourself to be open to receiving how the dots connect, because there may be some things in your life where you are really in a space of feeling as though certain things don't make sense, certain things aren't lining up for you. Here, bridging the gap is what I'm hearing. I also feel that some of you may be needing to clear out your sacred space, or just really move more into your sacred practices here, because there may have been lots of nudges, lots of synchronicities that you haven't been aware of or been paying attention to here. You may have been having migraines. There may have been some issues with you feeling stuffy, stopped up, or this could even be some sinus issues possibly. There may have even been some thumping in the right temple as well. So you want to be mindful here. Go ahead and clear that out. Excuse me. Go ahead and speaking of, right? Go ahead and clear those things out. I also feel that some of you may have even become numb to certain things. You may have tried to repress certain energies or certain thoughts, or certain dealing with certain people or situations. You tried to numb yourself from certain things in order for you not to see clearly. And you're going to want to clear that out, because what happens is if you create a block there, it's going to begin to reflect in your body. Just saying. So this is consciousness, and this is Sita Mudra. And it says that this assists with wisdom, clarity, and concentration. It releases tension in the face, throat, and shoulders. It brings breath and awareness to the third eye chakra, improves mental clarity. Okay, so it's more about the third eye they're saying, but I got the crown for many of you. So we'll see how that works out here, and that can still be congestion here. Some clearing that needs to take place here. That's why sometimes you'll see me putting a selenite or whatever crystal nearby. Okay, let's clear it up because it's been overactive this year. The stabilizing of during this transformative period that has been happening all year has been quite a drain. Now then, of course, you will hold your hands like this, right? And what you will do is relax your shoulders down with elbows slightly away from the body. And your affirmation for this is consciousness guides me to true clarity and freedom. Consciousness, excuse me. Consciousness guides me to true clarity and freedom. Consciousness guides me to true clarity and freedom. I am connected to my star player on every layer. All right. Air signs, we have higher knowledge. So many of you air signs may be on the incline of okay. So you're already intuitive and you've already been using your intuition, but it feels like it's about to level up here. I also feel as though there may be some research that you may be doing as well. I don't know why I feel like that, but I do. But there's also, what I'm getting here is that many of you are about to complete a cycle. I get that from the way this person is holding their hand. Like there's a cycle that is being completed that is leading to a number of different roads that connect to one another. And you will see how the connection plays out as you move along your path within the next 6 months. Things will really be clear to you in the next 6 months. I also feel that with this, within this week, some of you may be in a space where, this week, some of you may be in a space where there may be answers to questions. Like there is something that is being resolved this week. You will finally get the answers that you seek. You will finally see things for what they are. You will finally be in a space of recognizing how certain people play certain parts in your life, whether they recognize how that worked or not. This is something that is going to drive you in an upward spiral, right? Because I saw something like DNA, that how DNA looks or something like that, right? But at any rate, some of you may even be in a space where you are pinpointing some of the things that people have said, that some of the things that people have done, but you're not calling anyone out on what they've done. It's just that you are seeing it for what it is. There may be a web of lies, a web of deceit that may have been transpiring, and it's being brought to the forefront, which makes sense, right? Because at the end of the day, what it really feels like is that when things are revealed to you this week, you will see things from a higher perspective. And you'll see how and not saying anything and taking certain actions will play a part as well. I also feel that if you're having any type of downloads this week, it's going to be very important for you to focus on your breath. I do understand that a lot of people, when they try to meditate, they say, how do I calm my mind? How do I do this? So one tip that I have, and I forget what the guy's name is, where I was reading an article where he was explaining, and I think he has classes. His name is William something. But a good practice that you can start to do is doing an inhale with a 4 count. So do a 4 count on the inhale and an 8 count on the exhale to clear the mind so that you can focus and concentrate, or just be when you are trying to move into your meditation. Meditation is something that is mastered with practice. It's a muscle. So moving forward, I also feel that there will be something revealed to you this week where someone will actually tell you exactly how they feel or why they did a certain thing that may have agitated you. I really do feel that, right? I hope y'all can see that, 'cause This setup. Move forward. Now. Okay. I also feel that there's a number of things closing, like cycles ending, and you're going to begin to see that any residual energy that needed to be cleared out, you were already doing the work. Things that used to matter don't matter anymore. Things that used to have some type of I can't say a negative effect. I guess that's subjective. But things that used to matter don't matter anymore. Now you see that you have released yourself from certain patterns of behavior, certain ways of doing things. And it's going to be very important this week that you not necessarily, okay. Okay. Try not to allow anyone to anger you, push you to the point of anger, because you're bigger than that. Excuse me. Because it's important for you to remember that anytime there's an argument, or because it's a lot of emotions may be high this week, so you want to be mindful of that. Try not to allow anyone to push your buttons this week. So with this mudra, it helps with meditation, concentration, and wisdom. The benefits of it is that it balances your right and left sides of the brain, improves concentration, opens and balances the third eye chakra, and assists with meditation. Now you're going to hold your hand like this, rest the backs of the palms on the tops of the thighs, palms facing upward. And your focus or affirmation will be, I awaken to the divine wisdom of the universe. I awaken to the divine wisdom of the universe. I awaken to the divine wisdom of the universe. So it is. Now then, earth signs, you have liberation. All right. Now, if you have been feeling some type of way about making peace with a certain person or a situation in your life, I feel like you will be liberated, right, overall. But here, what I'm really getting here is that there's some type of acknowledgement, like you are finally receiving your just due. Some of you, I see an award ceremony. There's something about walking across the stage or getting something approved. I also feel as though there are things that are that were being worked out in the background that you were unaware of, and this is like you may feel as though luck is on your side, or you may feel as though things just happen to work out the way that they did and how they should in a certain situation, and they will. You just didn't know how that would transpire, though. And it just happened. I also feel that there's someone may have been wrongly accused of a certain situation, and they were very calm. They knew that the truth would prevail, and it did. I also feel there's a certain gentleness coming from this, right? So this may be someone making amends with their siblings or their family here. I just feel like someone is rocking a baby. Maybe a baby was born prematurely and the baby is finally going to be released from the hospital this week as well. But what I'm getting here, okay, there may have been 2 to 3 options that were available here when there's a certain decision that needed to be made, or you were waiting for an answer from 2 to 3 options that were available. And I feel as though the answers that you will receive this week will be the one that you had your heart set on the most. It's first best, they say. I also feel that if any of you have been struggling with creativity or deciding on which creative endeavor to go with, you are going to reassess and reflect, and then you will be able to make a decision, which is going to bring you full circle, bring you into, take you out of a space of feeling trapped and mentally confined, take you out of a space of feeling as though, how do I move forward? You know, Who do I ask for help? Do I ask for help? Some of you are being healed, and the doctors may not even know. You may be doing your spiritual thing. The doctors can't explain it. Science is catching up, but they ain't revealing everything they done caught up on. They ain't slick. But there's something here that has to do with healing as well. And I really feel like it's physical healing or some type of ailment that they may have wanted you to take take their approach, and you took a different route. And when you went back for some CAT scans, or when you went back for some type of checkup, because it seems like you may have had a conversation with someone and they didn't believe what you believe, but it was okay because you still believe, and that's what matters, and you move forward with it here. So let's see here. This assists with unity, freedom, and liberation. The benefits is that it assists all the systems of the body, supports inner stillness and courage, and releases fears. The instructions for this one is to hold your hand like this. Allow your thumbs to touch, of course. Relax the shoulders back and down. Lengthen the spine. Your focus will be that you honor the innate union of consciousness and bliss. I honor the innate union of consciousness and bliss. I honor the innate union of consciousness and bliss. So it is. Fire signs, you have the crown chakra. The sound is Om, right? Ain't that Om? It's the Om symbol. Excuse me. I always drop this on a fire sign reading. Okay. So this is you connecting with the all-knowing as well. But what I really feel that is that some of you may be in a space of changing paths, if that makes sense. There may be a lot of reflection in these past couple of weeks, and this is going to be a week that you really open up to seeing things from a different perspective. I also feel that some of you may have some ascension symptoms here. So anytime that you are going through anything, of course, I recommend that, of course, you see your PCP. Thank you. But whatever it is that you are going through, the easiest way to find out any type of articles or what have you on what it is that you are looking for is to Google the spiritual meaning of, like the spiritual meaning of an earache, the spiritual meaning of my titty hurt. I just had to go there, didn't I? Overall, some of you may have, either you're at the end of this or some of you may just be beginning this, but I really feel as though this is you going also into hermit mode more than not, because many of you are really connecting. Some of you may even feel that you want to pack up and leave and just, minimize your living arrangements. You may begin to give things away. You may begin to just reconsider life as a whole, seeing things from a totally different perspective, and just, just jumping out there and doing what it is that you want to, what your soul is calling you to do. Here. Excuse me. This may be the week for you to really, this is expansion. I really feel like, of course, this symbol means, but anyways, just going with the messages I get, because apparently this is the second week this done happened where I don't clarifies. Just going with the message that I get for the collective that need to hear it. These don't apply to everybody. Move forward. Now, there's many of you may have been in a space where you don't see where there's the light at the end of the tunnel. You may be in a space of, this is I can't say test, but things may have been challenging for you here over the course of the last few weeks or months or what have you. There may have been a lot of challenges, and how you respond to those is how you responded to those challenges is how you ended up where you are, how you ended up to this space where you're opening up to even more of what is available to you when it comes to the collective consciousness, right? And I really feel that many of you are in a space where even in the eye of a storm, you know how to sit in that eye with a calm clarity, because you know that you've been through worse. You know that this too shall pass. So at the end of the day, what I'm really getting with this is that some of you may even be in a space also. I forget who just had this. I just did it. But you may be in that space where you are receiving a download or going through some very, very progressive energies. And it's going to be very important during this time that if you're not in hermit mode, at least try to be so much in that state of being as possible. Because I know life happens and it's not easy when you have to deal with people and you have to life an adult, right? Because I really feel like there may be how can I put this? If you have been diagnosed with any type of mental dis-ease, this is going to be the week that really challenges that, right? Some of you may even begin to feel that you have some type of mental dis-ease, but you don't. What's happening is there's a lot of strong energy coming in, and you're going to have to be recalibrating on a regular. It's important for you to, if you can't meditate at night, just listen to something that will, you can listen to some audiobooks, listen to the audiobooks, listen to, something that is keeping the mind on track with doing something or hearing something, or I don't know why they telling me this, because usually, okay, so this must be something different, because usually when you are receiving all this information and these strong energies, it's good to try and journal and things like that. But apparently whatever this is that many of you are going through, it has a lot to do with just allowing it to take place so that you won't overthink it. So if you can listen to something that will just send a certain signal to your brain that this is what I need you to do right here, and then that way in the subconscious mind, everything that is being integrated, it can integrate in the back, so that when you awaken in the morning and before your feet hit the bed, you can process what you need to process for the day. That's what I heard. I hope that wasn't confusing. Whew. I hope it wasn't. I also feel for some of you that there will be 4 points of interest, 4 highlights of this week that will need your particular attention. You may have your mind set on doing certain things a certain way, or because this has a lot to do with stability and security of the mental overall. I feel, not just because it says crown chakra, but this is just what I'm picking up from whatever it is they're telling me. But there's some type of structure, stability, or what have you, and it's the 4 corners. And it also feels like the 4 things that need to have your attention this week is going to take a lot out of you. So by the weekend, you may feel drained. You may feel overwhelmed. You may feel fatigued, lethargic. You may even be in a space where you don't really want to eat. This may go one of the 2 ways. You may not eat for the weekend, or you may overeat. So you want to be mindful of that as well. I'm also seeing here that there may be a child who needs to transfer schools, or whatever this is. You already had a feeling that this was going to happen, that some child, maybe some of you have a new addition coming to your home, but overall this is a transference of a child, or a transference of custody. It's something with a child moving from one space to another. So it's either a school, dwelling, or what have you. So this is for the crown chakra. The meaning is infinite. The location is the crown of the head. And the sound for this is so, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but so ham. So ham. And the color is ultraviolet, because I do know that sometimes the colors don't pick up on her very good. Now then, the symbol is 1,000-petal lotus flower. And I'm pretty sure that symbol has a lot to do for many of you. I feel as though there may be some of you who actually have a tattoo of this lotus flower, and it may be time to touch it up. Why are they telling me that? I don't know. Maybe it's significant, sweetie. All right. This rules all systems in the pineal gland. The element is space. The qualities are freedom, unity, lightness, joy. And those must be the 4 corners as well. Okay. Freedom, unity, lightness, joy. Freedom, unity, lightness, joy. Freedom, unity, lightness, joy. Okay? Thank you. So now what I will do is pull one surrender card for each of you real quickly, since these things be, I don't know why I just be timing myself. Why do I do that? You can't time misses. Can't do that. Now then, angels, what do you have for water signs? What do you have for air? What do you have for earth? And what do you have for fire? All right. So water signs, you have that it's time for you to surrender your attachment to results. It's important that you know that the formula to success is to do all that you can and then detach from the outcome and keep moving forward. Because holding on too tightly will only cause confusion and allows you to, your intent or your focus to waver. So they want you to surrender to your attachment to the results. Air signs, you have here that you need to stop trying to please everybody. I must be an earth sign this week. They're saying that you need to speak your needs and be true to yourself and focus on your own happiness instead of it always trying to make everyone else happy. I really feel that this is a week for you to really look into self-care. Remember that scarcity is of more value than always being around, available, and accessible, air signs. So what it boils down to is you seeing things for what they are, seeing people for what they are, and allowing yourself to at least rethink or reestablish certain bonds with people. But you also want to be mindful of if things are being reciprocated or not, because you don't want to overdo anything, because if you give in too much to people, what will happen is it causes resentment, because you are overdoing it and you're expecting more, even if it's on a subconscious level, because you'll feel drained. It's like, oh my goodness, am I not doing enough? So you want to be mindful of that. And make sure that you remain true to yourself overall, because at the end of the day, if you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to nobody else. All right. Now, earth sign. I had to write them down right here. Water, earth. All right. Now, earth signs, they want you to surrender to your soul's path. The calling of your soul is it's all up in your ear, all up in your mind, all up in your dreams, all up in signs, symbols, and synchronicities. They're saying that your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. So it's very important for you to pay attention to what is going on in your life, what is transpiring. Everything has a reason and a season. You want to focus on those things that you can continue to grow from. Make sure that you are holding yourself accountable as well as other people as well, and continue to focus on the thing at hand. Focus on the actual give and take. Focus on what it is on your life journey that needs your attention. What highlights need to be balanced, or I don't know why I said balanced, but whatever, balanced or attended to here. At this time, many of you may be realizing that you are going through in a phase or in a space of with that tower moment. You may be being in a space where things are finally making sense, and it's going to be very important that you realize that you are the sovereign ruler of yourself. So self-acceptance, self-mastery, aligning, training the mind, and being very disciplined and surrendering to the process as it goes is going to be very important for you this week. Fire sign. They want you to surrender your comparisons to other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Mind the business that pays. You, fire sign. They're saying that as long as you focus on your own strengths and attractiveness and power, you will be the victor. I really feel as though you have laid solid foundations, and your commitment may be tested this week when it comes to people trying to outdo you or any type of competitive type things here, whether it be you and someone trying to complete a project, or you taking on a project and someone wants to say how they did it. I don't know why that came up, But at the end of the day, you know, over here at the House of Oshun, we don't compare ourselves to nobody. So, fire signs, we need to have a discussion. Because there's nothing wrong with friendly competition, but I really feel like this right here is a test of your commitment to your values. This is a test to your commitment to how you do things, right? Because at the end of the day, it's only going to drain you. It's only going to make you feel as though putting in too much time, effort, energy. Mental exhaustion is just too much, and some of you may even feel vulnerable, and someone may be you may be around someone, or someone may be in your energy who is kind of nitpicking, or someone who no matter what, you know, they don't know how to stop, they don't know how to quit. So don't even compare yourself to them. Just be the bigger person in your actions and not in your words, and make sure that you are not doing anything out of spite, or you know, trying to yield what was I about to say? Try not to wield your mighty fist on a motherfucker. So, things will work out as long as you pull back and be the bigger person, I really feel. And you will see justice served right in your face. If any of you have to go to court or have any type of, illusion, you don't have to compare yourself to anyone else. Everything that you need, you have. Just ground yourself, protect yourself. There's a number of things, like even if you have a spouse that you feel isn't giving you the attention that you want, or what have you, they're saying that there's no need for you to worry, because at the end of the day, you are in tune with your star player. You are in tune with the energy that you need in order for you to be the bigger person. So at the end of the day, you will be exalted as long as you ground yourself, because there's no reason for you to have low self-esteem, low confidence, or what have you. Even though many of us go through having these insecure, because that's just insecurity. When a person, you know, there's levels to insecurity. There's different ways for people to be insecure about certain things, but this is a level of insecurity. When you have to compare yourself to someone else, that's insecurity. So you don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and make sure that you are in a space where you're knowing that what makes you different from others is what makes you the greatest you that you are. No one else can be you. You can't be nobody else. So you stick to your guns and keep things moving and grooving. All right, I'm finna go. Because y'all been waiting on this all day. And I still have to do some more of the damn November reads. I feel like talking. I just don't like when it's nighttime. All type of stuff be coming up. All type of information. All right, let me go on and get to it.